So we are discussing methods of measuring trend. For measuring trend, we have 4 different methods: graphical method, semi-averages, principle of least squares, and moving averages. So we have already discussed graphical method, semi-averages, and principle of least squares. The last method in measuring trend is nothing but moving averages method. So better you try to understand this problem. The same you will have in the procedure also. From here onwards, to know every procedure for examination point of view, every method involves procedure: step 1, step 2, step 3, like that. All those steps, it doesn't involve any derivations at all. It only involves the steps, like this method: step 1, step 2, step 3, its merits and demerits. Now, to understand those steps, better you concentrate on the numerical problem. You can write the procedure automatically. So moving averages method. So name itself indicates that here we are going to use some averages which are moving. So under moving averages method, your time series means it will be given with time and the respective value of the variable. Like always, time series data consists of t by t, where t is the time of the time and yt is the value of the variable. If you want to calculate 5-yearly moving averages method, they will mention that calculate 4-yearly moving averages, 3-yearly moving averages, and 5-yearly moving averages. If you want to calculate, so here the question is nothing but calculate 5-yearly moving averages data for the given moving averages for the given data. So when I identify that this is called the moving period, here the time period is nothing but 5-yearly moving period. So here you need to calculate first one, and moving average we write with 5-yearly moving totals and 5-yearly moving averages. So you have totally 12 periods. So you calculate, you add first 5 as we are given with a moving period of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is nothing but 470. That 470 should be placed in the middle of these 5 values, where it is nothing but third one. Okay. Now if you want to calculate next total, start from second observation and count 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You add these 5 observations and place it against the middle value of the next 5 observations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The middle is against 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you add those 5 values, write the total here. Similarly, leaving the first 2 observations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add these 5 observations, which is nothing but again 470. Place against the fifth one, which is nothing but, which is against fifth one. Again, you start with the fourth observation. Okay, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, it is nothing but 470. Place against sixth one. Repeat the same till the last observation. So again, you add from 5 to 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You add up to here and place it against this. Again, you start with 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You will get 500. You place against this 500 and you start from 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is nothing but 500. Start with 8th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 and 5, 5, 10. Okay. Now if you go to the ninth one, ninth observation, I think you are not getting 5 observations, only you are getting number of 4, which is less than the moving period 5. So to calculate trend values using moving averages, first what you need to do, identify the moving period. Here the moving period is 5, which is generally maybe even or odd. Whenever it is odd, 5 is simple one I took in the first case, 5 odd moving period. In that case, you calculate moving totals. First 5 observations, find out the total, place it against the middle one. Add second 5 observations, place it against the fourth observation, like so on. Add first 5, place it against the middle one, leave the first one, and starting from the second observation, you add 5, place it against the middle value. For the third one, starting from the third observation, add till you'll get all. If you come to the ninth observation, so you are not getting 5 observations to add, only you are getting 4. So you can stop the calculation of the moving totals. After calculating these moving totals, you go to the moving averages, means 470 by 5, 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 500 by 5, 500 by 5, 570 by 5, 510 by 5. So under this method, these 5 yearly moving averages becomes the trend values. So here with 12 observations, you don't have any moving average here. You don't have moving averages for the first 2 observations and last 2 observations. So under this method, we can calculate trend values. Whatever values you got for the as moving averages are called the trend values. Those trend values are only available for some of the time periods, unavailable for some of the starting periods or some of the ending periods. So this is nothing but why we call this as a moving. We are moving. We are generally average means up to now average of all these. What do you mean by average? Maybe mean or median or mode. If you consider mean, average means simply you are calculating 12 observations by 12. That is called just an average. Moving average means you are moving from one point to another point while calculating the average. First moving average is by taking the first 5 period, first 5 points. For the second average is starting from the second point. We are moving from one point to another point to calculate the moving averages. So we have calculated the 5 yearly moving averages. These represents the trend values. But the draw, it's easy one when compared to the principle of least squares, because principle of least squares involves finding the normal equations and solving those, and which we did like 4th semester. But this is a simple method, but the drawback of this method is nothing but we may not get trend values for the some periods out of the given, means some trend values are missing in the starting and beginning. So this is a moving averages method when we are given with odd number of observations. Similarly, let us do the even also. Calculate 4 yearly moving averages for the following data. Let me write the question. Data as you are given with year 1976, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, and the corresponding YT values as 24, 48, 34, 42, 52, 64, 98, 94, then 84, 85, 86, 87. Before we are given with 112, 132, 154 and 178. Okay, here the given data is this. You need to calculate the 4 yearly moving averages for this. What I said before, calculating the moving averages, try to tabulate the given values in 2 columns as year and YT. 1976, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 87, and YT values as 24, 48, 34, 42, 52, 64, 98, 94, 112, 132, 154 and 178. These are the values. Here you need to calculate 4 yearly moving averages. So here the moving period is nothing but 4. You need to calculate first one 4 yearly totals and 4 yearly moving averages. 4 yearly total means what I said, starting from the first observation, add first 4 observations, which is nothing but 148. By adding these 4 I got 148. Then where to place this average? This average is to be placed in between the values. Means here in the previous problem we have 5 as the moving period, so we have placed that against the middle one, third period. But as 4 is the even number, you won't get the exact mid value, so you need to place in between the year 77 and 78, which is nothing but 112. Again, leave the first observation. Starting from the second, you add the first 4 observations and place it against the middle one. In between, where you will get out of these 4, one, the middle are these. We won't get exactly, you will get the middle one. Find the total of the next one, which is nothing but 176. Again, starting from the third one, you add first 4 observations, which place it against the middle one. So repeat for all the observations, where you will get the totals in this way. So if you start from here, I hope you will get the last observation here. The last observation here. So after calculating 4 yearly totals, you go for 4 yearly moving averages. So how do you calculate the 4 yearly averages? 112 by 4. This is nothing but 148 first average. 148 by 4, which is nothing but 37, and 176 by 4, as you are adding 4 observations, 44. Next one is nothing but 48, 64, 77, 92, 109, 123, 144. What is the major difference we have observed for 5 and 4 yearly? That is in case of odd and even. In case of odd, whatever the average calculated, that corresponds to the any time period given. But if whenever it's an even number like 4 or 6 or 8, always you won't get the exact middle value. Those represents doesn't represent any time period. So you should go for centering. So if you observe the first one, it is between the year 77 and 78. So that's not correct. So whenever we have a even number as the moving period, you should go for the centering averages. Centering averages means you will consider 2 year, whether it is a 4 yearly moving average or 6 yearly moving average or 8 yearly moving averages. That doesn't correspond to any time period given. Then what you are going to do is nothing but centering. What is meant by centering means add any two value, add the first two. Centering of moving averages means again same. Add first two values, 37 plus 41, and place it in between them exactly. So that automatically represents any given period like 78. Means 37 plus 44 is 81. 81 by 2 is 40.5. Again you add these two, 44 plus 48, and place it against the middle value, which is nothing but 49. You will get that as 46. Next to adding by 2, you will get 56, which represents 80, and so on. Means whenever you are given with even period, even time period, that automatically that naturally doesn't represent any time period. So to correspond to any time period, we are going to go for centering. What do you mean by centering? Means 2 yearly moving averages, always that corresponds to any time period. Here also some of the time periods are missing, that is a common drawback. So this is all about the moving averages method.